right, Chris Jones, come over here because you get your first sack of the season. Was it worth the wait?
It was definitely worth the wait. It's been, I think, 2 years since I had a sack from the 3-tech, so it's been good.
So you're extra proud of this one.
Oh my God. About time, man. It's been a minute. I know.
Been double-teamed too much, Patrick said. All right, you told us that you have asked Russell Wilson multiple times for his jersey, to do a jersey swap, and you've never gotten one.
Never gotten it.
Did you ask him again tonight?
I don't even want it. It's all good. I don't want it. Hey, you know, over time you kind of understand that now I don't even want it. It's love and war.
All right, you guys are on to the Ravens. Congratulations.
Shut up, Brian.
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to Brian's World. I am your host, the ambassador of Kansas City, and Kansas City's favorite son, Brian B. Shynin.
Shut up, Brian.
And I'm so blessed and honored that you're here with me, because I know and I realize you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I love and appreciate you for that, for sure. And please, man, tap into Foolish Club Media, where you can check out all the Chiefs content, all the Chiefs podcasts. We got it cracking right now, baby. And make sure you subscribe, rate, and review at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube. And, of course, while you're at YouTube, make sure that you tap in and subscribe to my B Shynin page. Not only does Brian's World drop every single Wednesday on YouTube, but also my Hustle and Shine in the Morning content, mixes, beats, and everything else that encompasses Brian B. Shynin. You can find on that B. Shynin YouTube page. This week, inside the pod, giant improvements everywhere as the Chiefs get their first dub against the G-Men. On Sunday Night Football, we'll have a conversation about that. Speaking of conversations, one needs to be had about our kicker, Harrison Butker. Yeah. It's some truths that need to be told, and I'm going to tell them on the pod. The Chiefs, a blue blood NFL franchise, is signed, sealed, and delivered. I'll explain why and how that happened. Of course, B. Shynin's bets, another fit check. Both segments going to be on fire this week because I made a little money with B. Shynin's bets. And if you listen to me, you made some too. And then the fit check, it was like throwback week in the NFL. Can't wait to dive into that. And the last thing I got to talk about is just letting it go. A conversation about going bald. Fellas, I know you can't wait for that.
A good win to get, in particular when you haven't had one. So that was important to take a step forward. The second quarter was hard to watch there, but the third and fourth quarter, I thought our guys really came together and played well. I thought defensively we did some really good things with the turnovers.
The first thing that popped out to me in the Chiefs win versus the Giants is the intensity that the team came out with. It was no slow starts this week, specifically for the defense I'm talking about right now. The offense we'll get on in just a second. But the defense came out swinging. They came out more aggressive. It looked like they was ready to play, and it made a difference in the game. The Giants were smothered all night long. They couldn't do a damn thing against that Chiefs defense. And I told y'all last week why I was not concerned about the Chiefs 0-2 start. And part of it was because I knew that this coaching staff was going to get it together. And you can always count on Spags, especially in prime time, to get it together. And they're not running into each other like they were in week 1 versus the Chargers. They're not making crucial mistakes at crucial times. That all of a sudden you saw Karlaftis and Chris Jones getting to the quarterback. More Big Mac sacks for everybody this week. It makes a difference in the entire team, to be honest with you. When you see the defense come out and just, threeing out the Giants and they can't pass the ball worth a damn. Russell Wilson out here looking like Fran Tarkenton in his last days of playing football.
Damn.
I just wish that these dudes would come out like that every week. Last week you saw it against the Eagles. They came out swinging. The defense was playing well, and they ended up having a pretty good game. Chargers, it wasn't like that at all in Brazil. It's like they don't know that teams are aiming for you. They always come with their A game against the Chiefs. And it's like the players don't know that sometimes. At least they don't play like it. But speaking of 3-and-outs, though, you know who didn't have a 3-and-out for the first time this season? The Chiefs.
Lord have mercy.
Man, and even then, it felt like it was still a struggle to get that possession cracking on the first possession of the game. But I want to jump right into this emotional burst on the sideline between Kelsey and Reed, which I feel like people are just blowing this up. Because what I saw was a whole lot of nothing.
You know, the question came up yesterday about Travis and the intensity and all that. Is he frustrated or not frustrated? Well, he's seen how the offense works, and so when things aren't going the right way, he's very aware of that. He's a pretty smart guy, and he's been doing it longer than anybody else on this team has been doing it. So he wants to make sure that he gets that point across to the guys, and so he does that, and that's, I'm okay with that part. And he knows also, like the coaches know, where we can go with this too, and the growth that we can have here, and we need to take care of business in that area.
I saw two competitive people, and perhaps the big dog trying to, calm down Kelsey or trying to set him straight. And people always get their panties in a bunch when it comes to situations like this. We know that Kelsey throws temper tantrums. He's been doing it his whole career, fam. Literally, since the day he got on the Chiefs, dude has been an emotional person. We know this about him. And what we don't know is what was said on the sideline or what caused this latest, disturbance or whatever. But my thing is, if you've ever been in an ultra competitive environment to where you got egos at play, you got competitiveness at play, you got winning on the line, you got money on the line, there's so many things that you have to consider. And I just expect for those type of things to happen, especially with the state of this football team right now and how things were going. And for some reason, people are making a big deal out of this. And it's not. It's not. This happens all the time in every sector of competition, female, male, no matter what era this is Look, man, Tom Brady is the GOAT. We know this. How many times have we seen Tom Brady get in his receiver's ass up and down the sideline, yelling at him, screaming at him, him throwing temper tantrums, throwing the iPad down, screaming at coaches. But yet that doesn't take away from his greatness. It's, he's such a fierce competitor. How many times do we see Bill Belichick throw down his iPad or yell at his coaches? We saw it all the time. You see it in the NBA all the time. You see Draymond Green arguing with somebody on his team. He was arguing with Kevin Durant and they won the championship. You see LeBron James getting on people. Look, if you watch The Last Dance, you saw how Michael Jordan was getting on his teammates. Winning comes at a cost. And winning brings out the fire in people, especially with this team, especially with Kelsey. So it's like, stop making a big deal out of this. It's nothing. The thing of it is, though, with this, I will say, this is the third game straight where Kelsey's doing this. And now it's like the cameras are keeping the cameras have always kept their eye on Kelsey. But now more than ever with the Taylor Swift stuff, with his star power growing each and every week, I think he has to know that, look, if this is consistently on me, then this is going to be hard for me to shake, even outside of football. Like any little joke or any little reference to this is going to be made now. So I think if I'm Kelsey, I'm just a little more careful of when I have these outbursts, or just have better control of what I'm doing. Better, look, easier said than done for sure. But he has so much on the line now, and he knows that all the attention is on him a lot of times. But then it's like, are his teammates getting the message? Is Kelsey's message falling on deaf ears? Because, you know, you're seeing the same behavior, like, that's just Trav tripping. So let's just, you know, let him do what he do. And then, you know, so are the players really getting the message? I don't know. I just feel like some people who never have even played sports or haven't been in some type of competitive environment can't even relate to the relationship that Kelsey and Reed have and what was going on in that moment. So spare me with your outrage on that, please. But I'm an intense person sometimes when it comes to competition. So I completely get and understand that. And so does Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, because it makes a difference when you come out with that type of fire and that type of intensity. Because they looked like they was playing mad against the Giants. It made a big difference, man. Because you can see that defense coming together slowly but surely. And yes, look, it was against the Giants. Not one of the premier teams in the league. Russell Wilson's on his last legs, and he's about to exit out of the league. But this is the same Giants team that put up 38 points against the Cowboys last week, 35, 38 points. Went into overtime. Russell Wilson threw for almost 450 yards or something like that against the Cowboys. Defense smothered them. I don't care. How many times have we gone into a game and the Chiefs were expected to dominate the game defensively, or I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, Sunday Night Football at the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers was hurt, so Zach Wilson was playing. The Chiefs won that game by 3 points because we thought that the defense was going to come in and just dominate the Jets. So we look, man, it's been so many games like that where we expect the Chiefs to. Bryce Young and the Panthers last year. So be proud of that defensive performance. Malik Neighbors going to be regarded as a top 5 receiver after this year. He's already on his way there, especially after that performance against the Cowboys last week. Spags held him in check the entire game, him and McDuffie. So it was a masterful, masterful game plan against Malik Neighbors, because if he gets off, that's a different Giants team. But the first half was embarrassing for a number of reasons. And the 2 backwards passes really got me confused. And I saw that, I guess Pacheco was running the wrong way. And this just goes to show that the Chiefs definitely need to be shopping for a running back right now. The running game did improve, and there were moments of, oh, okay, maybe he still got something. But still lackluster at his best, though, this year, the running game. But the Chiefs look like amateurs out there, and pardon due because of that, because of what Pacheco was doing. I sat here and I was like, what the hell are we doing? Against the Giants, bro?
Come on now, dog.
Against the Giants?
Come on, man.
That was a pathetic offensive performance in that first half. It was uninspired. It was sloppy. And a lot of that sloppiness was due to, of course, number 74, your favorite and my favorite right tackle, Juwan I'm going to get these damn penalties every single damn game, Taylor.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
I'm over it. And it's not the penalties that set me off and why I'm over him starting at right tackle. The thing with Jawan Taylor with me was, okay, you have these penalties, but when the action gets going and you're blocking, you know, you're a decent blocker. Not against the Giants. I saw this man get ran over once or twice, along with holding penalties, along with the false start penalties, along with the illegal formation penalties that he causes. He's costing the Chiefs points now. And he's been costing the Chiefs points, but now they're at crucial times and crucial situations. And I am over it. I know y'all are too. We just talked about it a couple weeks ago on this very podcast about how his penalties are just affecting the entire team. And the Chiefs were driving to get points, and because of him and his penalty, it got stopped. So, look, I saw Jalen Moore, the backup tackle that we have, I saw him play against the Eagles in that one drive. He looked good enough to play right tackle. They even let him get some snaps late in the game against the Giants. So I think, man, look, Jawan Taylor's on thin ice. Matt Nagy called him out. You see Travis Kelce getting on his ass. As soon as Patrick Mahomes says something or displays some type of frustration with him or has some type of backroom conversation with Andy Reid or Veach or somebody, it's going to be over for 74. And 77 is going to be starting at right tackle. And here's the thing. Jalen Moore is better than Jawan Taylor. Straight up. And with Jawan Taylor's miscues, and also Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey ain't looking too spectacular either.
Brother, whoa, now.
Mahomes still does not trust his offensive line. There are times where the protection is there, but because he's been under duress so much for the past couple of years, he doesn't trust it. So his mental clock is thinking, oh, I need to get up out of here because I'm about to get sacked, or I'm about to have a strip sack, or somebody's about to, smack the ball out of my hands or something. His alerts go off, and so he rushes throws sometimes. His footwork might not be right. But there were times against the Giants where he had ample amount of time. But because he doesn't trust the O-line, because he hasn't had that in a second, you saw those miscues in the first half particularly. But there were times when that offensive line was clicking. That is a tough front seven that the Giants have on defense. And, Philly as well, the Chargers as well. So they have gotten 3 tough tests going against these defenses. And I think for the most part, they've held their own. And the thing that I'm looking for is improvement. Every single week, they've improved and gotten better. So that's why I was not panicking over this team. And no, a win over the Giants ain't going to fix everything. This needs to continue. But when you see incremental improvements every single week, and you see them starting to get better and starting to get a rhythm with each other, that's when you know your football team is getting better. And we don't even have all of our pieces yet. Back to the run game real quick. I know I touched on it with Pacheco, but the creativity of the run game is what made it pop a little bit more to me. It looked like some actual thought was put into, okay, we need to be assertive in running the ball this week against the Giants. So you can see they're starting to put Bashar Smith into the game plan a little bit more, starting to weave him in a little bit, trying to get him acclimated to NFL play. And I can't wait to see what he looks like at the end of the year, because I think he's going to be a weapon that nobody's going to be looking at. Kind of like a Jerick McKinnon role that we all been talking about this year. Swing passes out of the backfield, screen game, even your stretch run game. I think that Bashar Smith can provide all of that. But the person that everybody is talking about is Tyquan Thornton. And yes, a spectacular game against the Giants. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know where the hell this Chiefs offense would be. But my question with Tyquan Thornton is, where does he fit in when Rice and Worthy get back in? Because now, along with those two, you got Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster is still getting his, and then you got Tyquan. That's 5 receivers right there alone. Let alone Kelsey, he's going to get his targets. Noah Gray going to get a couple targets. The more the merrier, though. Look, no complaints right here. Patrick needs all the help he can get. But I'm going to tell y'all something. When Rice and Worthy get back into the groove of this offense, it's going to be lethal. It's going to be dangerous, bro. The fact that Tyquan Thornton is developing now into a legitimate deep threat, there are so many things that Andy Reid is going to be able to do. There are so many options now because of the talent that we're going to have at wide receiver at our disposal. So, I wasn't worried, bro. Wasn't worried at all. Especially when they got that O-line right. They get that O-line right, Patrick can make anything happen. With the receivers that we've seen him work with, and then I didn't even mention Jalen Rules, offense finna be lethal. The later the season goes on, the better this team is going to be. But the schedule does not ease up. Got Baltimore coming in here. Then you got at Jacksonville, which is a sneaky tough game. Monday Night Football, they're at home. Jaguars are exciting this year. And then you got Detroit Lions coming up. So it don't get any easier. But the more that this team gets acclimated with each other, with people coming back, with Worthy coming back this week against the Ravens, that should really put your fears to ease a little bit. Yes, I want to see this team get it done against a more legit Super Bowl contender, because the Giants are not that. So a big test against the Ravens. But did you see the Ravens against the Lions? Ravens don't have much of a defense right now. I'm looking forward to Patrick cooking up the Ravens at Arrowhead coming up this week. Plus, I'm DJing the tailgate.
Shut up, Brian.
Yes. Come holla at me. Check my socials for all the info on that. But look, man, this team is still a Super Bowl contender. Put everything in perspective. Look at the 2 losses that the Chiefs have. Chargers and Eagles, 2 undefeated teams still. 2 Super Bowl contenders. And you lose to both by 1 possession each. Chiefs Kingdom, calm down. Go to your Apple playlist or go to YouTube. Type in Sounds of Blackness. Everything's going to be all right. Listen to that and be cool.